So, who is permaculture suitable for? Well, the simple answer is every single one of us. It doesn't particularly take a huge amount of knowledge to get started, designing a permaculture system. It's a huge topic, so of course it takes years and years of experience to become masterful at a new thing. But in essence, every single one of us, should be interested in permaculture because it's creating a permanent system or systems for us to live on this planet. Okay? If we want to continue living on this planet, we need to change our ways. And permaculture brings us solutions for the kind of changes that we need to implement to be able to say, yeah, we're living here permanent. Okay? So permaculture is for everybody. In fact, there's lots of people who are advocating teaching permaculture in schools, alongside main topics like maths and language skills, etc. Okay, so the earlier we can get people learning about permaculture in schools and it becomes part of the general curriculum, the better, because this is something that we can all then integrate into our lives, the way that we think, the way that we purchase things, the way that we grow things, so absolutely this is something available for everybody. Understanding things like medicine. Okay, yeah, it's sometimes the right thing is to go to the pharmacy and buy modern medicine, and other times there exists natural remedies and plants that many of us have just forgotten or never educated about. And that's frustrating. There's all this knowledge that's kind of been lost over the centuries, and okay, now let's just go to the pharmacy, let's go and buy some drugs. Okay, but exist all these other plants. A lot of the pharmaceuticals are based on plants. So why not just go back to the plant, we can actually, I'm reading this book called Anastasia at the moment. It's about this Russian girl in the Siberian forest. And it was, I think it was written in the 80s. And, she talks about using plants as medicine, okay, that plants will adapt to us. That, walking around in your garden barefoot, that you're actually, you're excreting toxins, okay, through your feet. And so the soil says, okay, this particular individual's got these toxins, and it will then help the plants to produce chemicals which will be your medicine. Yeah, crazy, right? Okay, she even suggests that, you should put some of the seeds into your mouth, like 10 seconds, get the saliva, to start waking up the seeds. Your DNA literally is in the coating of the seed. Plant the seed. The seed then knows all about you. Okay? And the plant will grow into something that will be your medicine, your personal medicine. Okay? So, that's something that a lot of us probably think that's a little bit too crazy. But, let's say that it's a possibility. Okay? Simply put, there's a lot of plants out there which have been absolutely proven to be medicinal. Okay? Even, I remember as a child, we were using, the stinging nettle. I mean, you touch as a kid, it itches. Or next to it, actually, there's another medicine, the dock leaf, which would be the antidote. So a big leaf, and you'd rub it on your skin that had been irritated by the stinging nettle, and it would alleviate the problem. Okay, but the stinging nettle itself, I went to a course when I was a kid. It was like a medieval place in Southampton, and Tudor house, it was called. And we would make some tea out of the stinging nettle tea. Okay, and I'm not saying it was the best tea I ever had in my life, but it probably had a lot of interesting chemicals in it which were good. There's a ton of medicinal plants out there living here in the tropics now. I'm fortunate I've got one of my friends who's written a book about the plants around here, which have medicinal purposes. And crikey, there's literally hundreds of plants around here that have medicinal purposes that a lot of people have forgotten about. Maybe your grandma, your great-great-grandma, would have used them on a irregular basis. Okay, maybe we're familiar with things like garlic, okay, ginger, okay. But these are some of the ones that are very mainstream. But there's hundreds of others as well. So understanding I'm divulging a little bit off the main idea of permaculture, but that's the point of permaculture. There's little places where we can go off. We found our little niche. I want to know all about medicinal plants as an example, so I can go and study that. I can go and develop my garden to produce medicinal plants. Maybe I've got a business there. We all get ill at some stage or another. Maybe some of these plants will stop us getting ill because they're preventative. Okay, they build your immune system. Echinacea, something that you take just before the flu seasons. It builds your immune system. Okay, so we've got different niches that we can go down as permaculture designers. So absolutely, permaculture is for everybody. You're not necessarily going to try and just learn everything about permaculture. It's huge. You were spending all of your life forever and ever learning. So you're probably going to specialize, okay? Down your particular rabbit hole to share what you learn with everybody else. And this is the great thing about community, that we can share our knowledge, our ideas, our discoveries, and that we can create together a better and better world for everybody.